Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1. I'm in Baltimore. I'm in a very nice section of Baltimore, more of a suburban area, but it's definitely next to Baltimore. There's like 4 or 5 streets here. This is not the street. This is the alley between the houses. So they have a street and then they have an alley that runs between them, which is sort of neat. I thoroughly enjoy walking over here, but I'm just doing a survey of the neighborhood, walking around, because a lot of people live in a suburban area. They don't live where I live. I live in a country area. Now, granted, this is surrounded straight ahead down this road all the way. You can see the tree line down there. That's a major highway. Behind me is like a gas station, small stores, and so forth. To the right of me in that direction is probably 4 streets, and then you got an alleyway between them also. So there's a few houses. To my left there's another major road. So this is a small little beautiful community. I've walked it, not totally, but most of it. They got little alleys even going between this alley and the next road, so it is awesome. But what I've noticed, I'm doing a survey, there are greenhouses, a few of them. There are swimming pools here. I've seen tons of rabbits. Now granted, rabbits would be decimated in a there's one, you probably can't see it all the way down. There is a ton of rabbits here. I mean, just a ton. So that food source will be rapidly decimated in a grid down event. But I'm just looking at this community. Everyone takes care of their property really well. Some people extremely well. But there are greenhouses. I saw a lot of gardens. There is enough green space here that people could actually plant a lot. It's nice and flat. I did not see a lot of fireplaces, wood stoves. I know of a few here, but that would be hard to keep warm up here in the cold. A lot of people have garages or sheds. A lot of garages, a lot of sheds. I saw some fruit trees. The swimming pools, I saw at least, like at most every street has a swimming pool or two. So you have fire protections there if you got organized, especially if you had a little Honda pump that you could use garden hoses. You'd have enough garden hose to stretch all over the place. Could these people survive a worst case? They could if they united their community, blocked off some of their roads coming into their little thing. Really, no one needs to come into their area because there's really no pass-through. If you come into here, you're wanting to be part of this community. You're not having to get anywhere else. So if they closed off some roads, if they organized some fire protection using buckets, a couple small pumps, they could definitely offer fire protection in the worst case if there was no fire department. There's enough green space for gardens. That is 100% sure. I did not see any chickens. Now, if they have them, they're hiding them pretty well, but I'm not really looking. But you could definitely put some chickens in here and supply a lot of eggs. You could raise rabbits in here in this little community. The only way this community would survive is if they all banded together on the security side of the house. There is a ton of gutters. Everyone's got gutters on their house almost. Yeah, everyone. Even the garage behind me. I'm trying not to show people's cars, people's license plates, just out of respect for them. So gutters are everywhere. So they could get rain catchment for sure. Worst case, they could use that rain catchment and then add it to the pool. If long term, that's all they have, they could definitely do that. I don't see a lot of rain catchment, which surprises me. Now granted, they don't have a big garden, but there's a lot of people with small gardens with nice vegetables. Right here is a greenhouse. So could you survive? Yes, you could, but you're going to have to take organizing your community. The first step I would take right now is doing a community watch. Organizing a community watch, getting people involved in that, because from there you can expand that. In a worst case, you could use that to be your core group of people. You could definitely block off all the entrances coming into here, be it with some physical barriers, be it with parking a couple cars in the road there. Cut back the entrances so you could monitor them. It would help. Now, is this the best place to be? No, it's not the best place to be. But if you live in this area, you can't give up. So start getting a mental plan, start knowing people. You might say, oh, these people aren't going to get along. I've seen a few, they said hi, they were nice. I think it takes effort to get anything organized. It's not easy. Now, granted, these people are going to become hungry very quickly. But if they're all hungry together, you know, they might have a common goal of at least having security, at least figuring out, hey, we need some rain catchment. So I think a few extra water filters that you could help purify more water for your neighbor would be awesome. If you can afford it, put some more filters back. Make the 5-gallon bucket ones and be able to filter water. I'll show you a little bit more. I don't want to get anybody's license plate. I am on public property right here, so technically I could, but I don't want to. Look, this person has a big old yard. Look at that. There'd be a lot of stuff growing in here. They already got a burn barrel right there. They could use that to dispose of trash in the neighborhood so it just doesn't keep piling up, burn things. Little tiny garden there, trying to keep from showing people's houses as much as possible. So, if you live in this type of environment, you could survive. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take pre-planning. It's going to take organizing. It's going to take a strong leader to put a plan out there and say, hey, this is a good plan. Let's go with this for security. Let's go with this. Our water's not on. Our power's not on. I only saw, I think, one person in here with a good solar array. I don't know if it's a grid tie or if it's a battery backup system. But there's another rabbit across the road. A lot of rabbits. More rabbits here than in the country. It's crazy. So, if you're stuck in a situation like that, just keep prepping. Don't get discouraged. I see a lot of potential here. A lot of potential. But it's going to take a lot of people deciding, hey, they need to wake up. Maybe they're going to wake up in 6 months. If things get worse, they'll say, hey, I need to start prepping. A lot of these, on this road, not a lot, but going down there's a lot of garages, really neat little one-car garages that could be used to shelter someone. So if you don't have room in your house, you could definitely shelter someone in a garage. Yeah, it's going to be cold, but at least it'll keep the rain off of you. Let me walk just a little bit. That guy has some firewood stacked up right there for, oh yeah. He's got to have a wood burning stove in his house. Yes, he does. I see it. So there's another wood burning stove. See the garages? Nice little garages. There's a nice metal one right there that just put in. So people that put in garages like that might be a handyman. That could be someone potentially that has a lot of skills, that has equipment. They could definitely do things. So if you're in this type of environment, keep fighting hard. Don't give up. A lot of you can't move. I tell you to move, you can't move. I understand that. But don't give up. Thanks for watching.